I remember
Branco was in the middle. Dunga. Branco was from 94. Yeah.
But they had the 3 R's.
Yeah,
I agree
that was
with
2002.
you. They had the 3 R's.
2002, yeah.
And a young Ronaldinho.
Yeah, man. The 3 R's are the 3 R's.
Yeah.
So.
All right, but Peter Lee, we have to wrap up now. You know, thanks again for your expert football opinion.
And good evening. When you called, I wasn't sure whether we are on here or not. So
yeah.
Good evening and good afternoon and goodbye over and out to your listeners. Always a pleasure to spend a few minutes with you guys.
All right.
Thanks very much.
Thank you very much, Peter Lee.
Yeah. All right. Thank you.
Football experts. Now, let us welcome former head coach and national player of Jamaica, Carl Brown. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Thank you very much, lads.
Afternoon, Mr. Brown. Which one you prefer to be touted as, the former head coach or former national player? Because I prefer to say former national player. A lot of people do it as a head coach. But we have a big
great honor for me. You
know,
but
most people know
you were the head coach that led us to France, you know.
Yeah,
so Mr. Simmons was a technical there, but you were the head coach that led Jamaica to the first ever qualification to the World Cup.
And the younger generation know you for that, but I want to put in that tag that you're a former national player and captain as well.
Yes, captain.
If there you go, not just a player, but captain the Reggae Boys team, and you know, so we have to big up all of that. But
both honors I treated very, very well, very a lot of importance.
Yeah, definitely. You represent Jamaica at the highest level playing football, and so I know you're part of the Primal team. I'm back with us again, and football is on everybody's mind. Cause the World Cup, I'm telling everybody is watching.
Yes,
from the babies come straight up, females to people, even males I know telling me about football. They only watch it every 4 years, and I'm like, I watch football every day. I know these players, but so I forget the expertise from, as my co-host said, former national coach and former national player. What do you think about the World Cup so far?
I tell you, I just said to someone, you know, I probably watched my first World Cup, the 1966 World Cup. Yeah. And this is probably the best World Cup that I've seen.
In
memory. Probably the best one, you know, and it's right across the board. It's not about whether the best team is here or not. It's about what has happened from the very start of this World Cup. You know, and what Japan did in beating Argentina probably set the entire tone for
Saudi Arabia.
Saudi Arabia.
Yeah, from the get-go.
The tone for what we have seen throughout the World Cup, you know, and it's just one that you said as here people who just watch it for every 4 years. There's that kind of thing that you have these people just. That's the only thing. They just watch the top of the line.
Yeah.
And these
might be one.
And you have to accommodate them. They're part of it every 4 years.
My co-host.
It really is very, very interesting and very, very exciting.
Yeah, good work. It's a nice World Cup to watch. And a lot of upsets, as you said.
I mean, we see big name stars coming to the front. We see Cinderella story now with Morocco being the first African nation going to the semis. I mean, we have Brazil fans, you know, 80% of Jamaica is Brazil fans. You see them in the streets, you see the flags, and I mean, the passion that it brings out in your workplace, at your home. I just was telling my coach, my 14-year-old niece telling me about Messi and Di Maria, and I'm like, you do know that I watch football every day. So, I mean, it's just, the atmosphere, you can feel it in here, it's like Christmas. And it's around Christmas time, so it just ties in with everything.
Perfect.
Yeah. I tell you, don't be afraid to any 12-year-old you see on the street and you want to know something about the game. Don't be afraid to ask them.
No,
because they are ahead of us. I tell you, it's just unbelievable when you hear some 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds. The name, they seem to know names that of players that play in clubs that we really don't even know. I tell you, it's just unbelievable. How educated they are of the sports.
Yeah. And then the World Cup brings that out because everybody's watching and everybody's tuned.
So tell us about, you're a French supporter, right? Of that correct? Or Brazilian?
No. I'm not a French supporter. French just beat my team. I'm an Englishman. I support England.
I got it wrong, man, because I remember...
I tell you, I support England. And I was hoping that would win. It was just a hope because I didn't see the English team as a powerhouse team going into this World Cup. I believe Argentina, Brazil, and France were really the powerhouse and the chances of the world winning the World Cup rest in that tree.
Is it because them have a difference maker on them team, a man that can just...
Yes, exactly. Okay. You know, and I was just telling someone that we see in the World Cup Mbappe and Messi is playing with a team. I don't believe Neymar is part of the Brazil in terms of leadership. And I say this because if we saw the Brazilian team that played against Cameroon, that played without Neymar, that we saw a whole total different Brazil team. You know, we see Neymar got back in, and I still don't believe that he was at 100, even when he got that thing. Scored an amazing goal yesterday, but I believe that was his satisfaction. I didn't get a feel that he was satisfied to win it all. You know, and we hear Peter talk about the indiscipline of the Brazilian team, but this is the hallmark of Brazilian team. Brazilian teams are entertainers. They're not going to battle up. They're not going to get back in the back with 8 or 9 players. And all of us who has followed the sports know that this is what Brazil about. They're going to outgun you. You know, and I believe that they paid for it yesterday. It's a whole different level that the football has reached. But what was interesting in the Croatia-Brazil game is what the Croatian coach said a few days ago. You know, he said that he respected the Brazil team, but not afraid of them. And their plan was to play and keep possession of this ball for as long as they could to see how the Brazilian reacted to it. Because nobody does that to Brazil. You know, if we look at the stats of the game, I believe they succeeded in doing that. And for me, Brazil defeat was shown when they remove Richarlison and Junior from
Vinicius Junior. To me, Vinicius Junior was
these are two people who were getting goals for them. And I believe Morocco got a victory there doing that. The Croatian got a victory there doing that, forcing them to make those 2 changes. You know, but this is Brazil. That's what Brazil produced for the world. That's why they love the Brazilian team, because of that. You know, and every time they lose and something like that happen, then they crucify them. But, you know, Peter mentioned about the 82 World Cup. Mentioned about the 82 World Cup, and we saw that. It's a similar event, similar way that it went until Rossi scored that 3rd goal and knocked them out, you know. So it's Brazil. That's what you're going to get from them.
So see, you don't think they probably have to change that philosophy a little bit, or that whole attitude a little bit, because the rest of the world is obviously catching up to this Brazilian team. I predict that they probably never win for the next 48 years.
No.
Based on the attitude and the feeling.
That's a bold prediction.
No, you're right.
Look at yesterday. You scored a goal. You scored a goal with 5 minutes to go, and I see Neymar crying after the match. And a lot of them crying. I said, well, if you didn't really want to win, do what is necessary to win.
Yeah, but
you know what I mean?
To lose on penalties, no matter how you lose, you're going to
no,
cry
I'm saying
about
up one love. I'm saying up one love, right? You didn't say that energy. Like when he was crying, there's a lot of energy to cry. So all that energy that you showed after the match. Why you never show it during the match when you're up one love with 4 minutes?
Croatia only took 1 shot and goal.
That's my point.
One was enough.
You
know, Pele in 1974 spoke about the stagnation of South American football. And I remember that people took him to task because of it. And one of the things that say, because he had retired from the game, he was making that remark. But that World Cup ended with only 1 South American team going through to the last 8 of the World Cup. And that was Brazil, the top team in the world. You know, and you just ask, are they going to change? The world is changing. The world has changed their entire approach to the game. Is Brazilian going to be? I mean, it's a much easier task now with so many Brazilians playing across the world. You know, but if they don't, I mean, they're going to struggle, continue to struggle to beat the world. You know, because the world is working them out too. and they don't seem to. That we're better than them, are we going to win? The one Brazilian team that did that was the 1970 team. That was better than everybody. They're going to outscore you regardless of who you are. Why don't we have seen another Brazilian team like that? And I agree with you. There has to be some change and some different approach to winning games.
Yeah, because we even see Germany and your side, Italy, slightly changed the way they play football. A subtle change, not a big, huge change, but there's still a change. As time goes on, you have to evolve. I'm sure the way you play in the 50s, you don't play the same way in 2020.
Yeah.
So
signs of the times.
Of course, because you're
it is true. It is true.
Yeah, Italy play more attacking now.
Yeah.
Sorry that they're not to the World Cup, because I see these teams at the World Cup and I know Italy better than most of these teams, I tell you. But
Europe has adopted a lot of what the South Americans do. They're still, we saw England today when things get rough, that they were hitting 60 and 70 yard passes that Europe is accustomed to. But we saw them earlier in the game just putting down passes and make it. We see a Croatia team yesterday that outdid a Brazilian teams in terms of ball possession. So Europe have adopted a lot of what the South Americans do and play like they play. But South America's adopted very little from Europe.
Yeah.
But my fault with Neymar, though, is not taking a penalty early. Because to me, as a leader, as a big name player, we see the likes of Argentina, Messi kicking first, Netherlands, Van Dijk, Croatia, Modric in the top three. But Neymar probably slotted himself at number 5 and didn't get the chance to take a penalty and leave it on the border where you put your young forward coming off the bench, Rodrigo.
Yes, man.
Taking a penalty under that pressure circumstances. I mean, the big name players, the most veteran players, the experienced players, Neymar, as the big man, should have stepped up and kick either first, second, or third in that order. To me, first. But I mean, anyone in the top 3 ought to ensure that you do take a penalty and lead from the front. That
just confirms what I said about the Neymar as a leader of the team.
Yeah.
And I'm certain if we see France going to a penalty kick, Mbappe is going to put that ball under his arm before anybody else. So that confirms what I said about the Brazilian team. I don't believe that Neymar has got him and for him to be a part of it. It was for them to be a part of him, and for me that's a big difference between Argentina and France now that we see Mbappe playing at wide left side in the France team is a big sacrifice that he has made to put Gerrard up front.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And that's where he's more effective for the team, and he has chosen to do that.
Yeah.
So that's a big difference between the 3 teams now, the 3 big names that we have in these teams.
Yeah. That's a good point you made, in a kid, because I noticed that everybody who take the first kick in the penalty, you have to wait a long time because the ref have to talk to the goalkeeper. And that little wait there. You know that little wait can
and I mean,
play.
as the man on the team and the rest of the team behind you.
That's a good point.
When you go out there and you see your leader go out there first instead of waiting at the back.
Yeah.
Confidence. 21 is 21. People tell you about 21-year-old and 17-year-old playing. 21 is 21 to kick a penalty in the shootout is rough.
Yes.
And the leader should have taken the first step out there with this.
But
it's not only the waiting, that is, it's a long walk from the half line to the penalty.
And then when you see your leader going out there first, when you see Messi going out there first, they'll be like, all right. And then the boss score and turn and say,
yes, man.
Make a difference. Clear the part. It's like a clearing the part for your fellow teams to come. You as the big man. All right.
Your goal scorer have to take up them responsibility.
Have to. And he's the leading goal scorer for Brazil.
But coach, whose responsibility was it? Is it as a coach? Is it the coach to tell the player that you have to take that first one, or is a player like Neymar will just dictate to which position him kicking it?
Well, you just answer everything. You answer it even though you're asking me really, because it's a coach's responsibility. And it's players. It's players who want to be a part of that too. Responsible captain is going to take that role. They're going to take that role. And yes, that we'll find it. I mean, I have had national teams during our big 98 campaign that we were trying to win Caribbean championship during those periods. And we went into a shootout with Trinidad in Antigua. And as the whistle blow, everybody just bend down and start pull off them layers, you know.
Yeah.
Nobody wanted to kick up. So it's not an easy thing. It's not an easy thing, you know. But as I said, the captain has to take up that responsibility. And Neymar is the leader of the team, you know. And we come back again to what we always see Messi treated it. And I'm certain that if we see France in it, that we'd see Mbappe doing the same thing, that he's going to take that first one.
Yeah, I realize.
You know, this is a player who fights with Mbappe at PSG for penalty, you know.
Yeah.
And he get one for him country now and him go sit down round at the back.
Yeah.
Joking, man.
Joking.
Yeah. I was always down on Neymar, you know. I just never like him whole attitude from before. All about dropping.
To me, he has improved his World Cup. No,
I agree. I didn't see much of that same type of dropping and the Hollywood show and all of that.
And some people, to me, are born leaders, and you have people that learn to lead. Because I remember a conversation, it's on internet, YouTube, where Pele and Maradona are standing there, and Pele says to Maradona, "Tell me about Messi." And then he's saying, "Oh, great guy, good guy, but he doesn't have much character. You know, he's not much of a leader and he needs to learn to lead." And everybody was knocking younger Messi for that. But with the pressure, with his failures, with his successes, and you see a period of a time, Messi has become that leader. And you see where by now Messi is that figure for Argentina where, hey, I carry you guys, let's go. And he leads the team. Even, again, another clip on YouTube where they were interviewing the goalkeeper, and he says that when Messi talks, everybody keeps quiet. No matter who is in the room. The coach, the president of Argentina, whoever is in that room, when Messi talks, everybody keeps quiet and listen to what he's saying, because he is our leader and he's going to carry us. Whether we win, lose, or draw, that man is the leader. So
4 years ago, I saw the Argentinian team play in a Gold Cup game, you see, without Messi. They played Chile. Yeah. They won the game 2-0. Amazing. And I said after the game in our meeting, technical meeting when we met, that the big difference between the Argentinian team we saw today and when Messi is out there, that they have so much respect for Messi that sometimes they pass the ball to him when it really should go to someone else.
Yeah.
And we see a Messi now in this World Cup that for me is a whole total turnaround. That he has become a part of the team and not just Messi out there with brilliance. He's making contribution to this team that the players want from him.
He's playing within the system. He's not the system, but he's playing in the system. Yeah. Yes. Well, coach. Well, so who you carrying to win this now? I know it's much Messi, Argentina.
I tell you, a couple months ago, you know, and it wasn't just to make Peter happy that I believe Argentina would have won the World Cup, and I still feel so. I still feel that.
Oh yes, I think we had that conversation. Yes,
yes. When the 13 love thing come up about Jamaica, we had
yes, it's true. I remember. Yeah.
And I still believe that they'll win the World Cup. It's sentimental and also watching the players from Argentina in the club leagues across the world, how well they were doing. You know, you see Alvarez from Man City now, he has really been the second string for Messi inside this team, and they look so good and they're getting better at it. They lost their first game and they have shown character. They have stepped up and has become, for me, world champion. Emotionally and sentimentally, I'd love Messi win a World Cup. That's the bottom line for it. You know, here the whole dispute about who is greatest and best player ever and everything. It's not what I want to get in. I just feel a player of that caliber, a player who have done so much for the sports, need to be able to talk about that.
Yeah, and generational talent.
I see Michael. I watched some basketball here, and they're shocked. And
Charles Barkley
on it. And every time the subject come up about ring, I can see it on Charles Bar. He's a great player, basketball player, who is not able to talk about a ring, you know, and you know, and deserves it. So should have got one, you know. And I'd love for a Messi to end this career, you know,
to be at that dining table with
that's my take on it. I really believe, and this is just sentiments and emotion I'm talking about here, that I'd love to see him be able to talk about winning a World Cup. But you know, I believe the Argentina team has done well. They have proven that they're going to be tough to lose. They have a tough one when they beat
on Tuesday.
Yes, you know.
Morocco
I think we just have to hope that Di Maria can actually play some quality minutes.
You know, it's I'm not certain what is the problem, but you see him on the bench and you don't see a happy soldier at all.
Yes. There's some. I think there's some injury as usual, but I think they're gonna need him. They're gonna need him.
Oh, definitely.
They're gonna need him because without Di Maria, I can see there's a lack of creativeness.
I think the coach should just leave the predicting to me. Argentina will be in the finals. Argentina, France finals. I said it from before the World Cup.
On target.
And I'm on target.
This is ideal. This is what FIFA wants at the end of the day. If you look at the grouping, that's what it boils down to. That they'd love to see a team from South America and one from Europe playing in the final. You know?
Yeah, good. True.
All right, Carl. We'll come to the end of this segment. I want to thank you for coming on again and giving us your expert opinion.
Anytime, baby. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.
Former national head coach and national player
and captain
of Jamaica and the Reggae Boys. Thank you.
I know.
Yes.
I mean, we have reached the midway. Well, not the midway point, but I mean, interesting takes hearing from two football experts, Peter Lee and Carl Brown, and I mean both English fans.
Yes.
So that's you an English fan, Carl Brown an English fan, Peter Lee English fan. I mean, but I said it. England had no chance of winning the World Cup.
Enough. All right, time for sports commentary. Peter Muya.
Good afternoon, everybody. I want to thank all the fans for logging on to Primal Sports. It's a hot day today. We melted down the servers, guys. We hit our technical capability, and really, we hit the wall, and we have been restoring service. So whoever missed a portion of the program, it will be rebroadcast on YouTube, and you'll get to watch it over again. We apologize for that, but it's a blessing. More viewers than the servers could handle. Fantastic. So in the middle of World Cup, what does the controversy boss come to talk about? You guessed it, basketball. Brittany Griner, a female basketball player who was held captive by the Russians for trying to import some good oil into Russia. She got held and she was released a couple of days ago in exchange for somebody. No, Brittany Griner is important to America and to Americans. Why? Because basketball is important to Americans. Brittany Griner is also gay. And gays are very important to Americans, as we see from this World Cup. And so Brittany Griner is a gay American. And she obviously going to exchange with Russia for somebody that Russia consider important to them. So who does Russia want? They want an arms dealer. Why? Because arms dealing is important to Russians. Is that fair? In other words, who we going to exchange for who? You know, the police hold on to a table tennis player. What we going to exchange him for? Well, the Russians want an arms dealer. So that tell you about the Russians. And the American want a lesbian basketball player. Says a lot about the Americans too.
Two-time Olympians.
I have two friends that have a little quarrel I want to settle. One of them name is Miguel Collins. He's having a public spat with another friend of mine whose name is Khalid Mohammed. Oh, I'm going to use the right name. There's a man named Sizzler having a big fight with another man called DJ Khalid. DJ Khalid, big man in the thing. DJ Khalid is very popular among Jamaicans. We love him. And him seem to love Jamaicans too. Him always give Jamaica forward. Well, as luck would have it, album he did, maybe 2018 with Sizzler and a ton of artists. Because whenever Khalid come Jamaica now, he's a bag of man following him. It reminds me of when I go Port Antonio, all the players come out because the big man in town. Well, it's the same thing when Khalid come Jamaica. Everybody want to come and get a shine. And that's what Khalid does. What the hell does this have to do with sport? I will explain. So anyway, so Sizzler received a plaque for his role in the album. And the album went platinum. And so a platinum plaque was sent to Sizzler. One was sent to the fireman, Capleton. I imagine one would have gone to Bounty too, because he's on that album. And Miguel was not happy because he said his name was very small on the thing and the album art showing Khalid's kids and all this kind of thing instead of probably showing Sizzler. So the man burned up the thing publicly. It's all over the internet. It's on YouTube. It's on every tube. With Sizzler very upset. And it puts us Jamaicans in a very bad light. We want to be seen in a positive light. And it's not a good look that Khalid, Sizzler not happy with how he was portrayed, how he was recognized on the thing. And so he got very upset. So it makes us all look a little bad. It's a black eye for us because Khalid is a conduit to greatness for us, you know. A lot of us, even Skilly Bang, you guys not up to date to the music, but Skilly Bang has been featured lately with Khalid. Khalid is a man who watch what's going on in Jamaica and give a lot of us a bus. And so it's not a good thing to be on an album named Grateful, to be ungrateful. And that's how I see Dada, which is what we call him locally, the Sizzler Kalonji. So Brazil is out. And I am actually fed up a World Cup now. I don't even want to see another World Cup match. Brazil is out. I'm upset. I think that we need to blame somebody for what happened with Brazil. And as usual, I'm going to blame the coach. The coach blames himself because the coach resigned within an hour and a half of the result. The coach resigned. I saw something in this coach I didn't like. There are things the coach has not been doing. I don't like the coach approach, especially to his right side attacker. I think Brazil's clear best right side attacker is Anthony of Manchester United. And this coach has been using everybody but Anthony. He's been trying a host of players down that right side, bringing Anthony in the last part of the game, in which Anthony has done his best to show the creativity, right? Vinicius is their best left-sided player. Him take off the man in the last game too early. You know, Vinicius made 2 or 3 forays. They weren't so successful. But football, you got to try several times before you make that breakthrough. And I thought it was the beginning of the end when Tete, or Tesh, as they call him, took himself out. Now, on to this thing about Neymar and the penalty. I saw what happened. Neymar thought Brazil would have won the penalty shootout and put himself fifth to take the penalty. You know why he put himself fifth? Because when you got fifth, you're the one who scored that winning goal and you get the glory. But leadership, sometimes you can't put yourself there. Everybody want to run the ankle leg in the relay. But you won't be running that ankle leg if the button don't get to you, you know. And Neymar did not get the button because of vanity, I think. I think that Neymar was vain. In addition, and I'm going to be short, I think that the Brazilians, it's nice to see them dancing when they score, as Carl Brown said. But the Brazilians lost focus after scoring. Every time they score, there's this big dance and we're having a good time. And there's a laxity in the defense. That 1-1 goal was due to complacency. And it was due to that celebration. I think that if Brazil had a proper coach, they would have done what I would have done, which is kill off the game with 2-3 minutes to go. You would kill off the game. You would put everybody behind the ball, play the ball out, keep the ball out. Brazil is more than capable of executing that. I don't like this World Cup too much. It's very entertaining though. I must admit I'm very entertained. But too much of the determination of the result is decided by penalties. I think that today, thank you for missing the penalty, Mr. Harry Kane, because dog eat your supper. The English would have wanted to win the World Cup based on just penalties alone. And so, one more thing. I heard Dale Parham say something that I was going to say, and I'll touch it last. But I wondered why Jamaicans always support Brazil. You guys ever wonder why is it we think that we support Brazil? I have a little answer. A lot of us feel, you ask a Jamaican, you know, he feels he's a Brazilian, no? Kane, when I kick the ball to you, don't you want to feel like you're Brazil?
No.
We, all of us Jamaicans.
No.
Yeah, and the thing about Brazil, we love the flair of Brazil, but football requires more than just flair. I mean, I'm a Brazilian fan, so I'm talking against my own team. But that's the purpose of the coach, to put in discipline in a team that has an abundance of flair. You need a coach to put discipline in the team. The coach is the one who says, kill off the game, etc., etc. So I won't be missing Coach Tech onto the next. And like you, I think it will be another 40 years before Brazil wins another World Cup under a Brazilian coach. That's sports commentary. What say you?
Yeah, interesting take. Yeah, a lot of Brazilian, you know. But
Yes.
you have to give Croatia credit as well.
Yes, I give Croatia some credit.
Carl Brown touched on Croatia possessing a lot of the ball. To possess 50% of a ball position against Brazil, it's tough to do, no matter what Brazilian team it is. And Croatia has 3 generals in the midfield: Brozovic, Kovacic, and the real general, Luka Modric. And I think in the middle of the park, that's where the game was even. Went to penalties, and to me, I have the theory of penalties is lotto. So anybody can win. I mean, but
one thing I would never agree that Brazil thought that they would have won in penalty shootout.
no, Brazil definitely didn't want to go to penalties.
Yeah, that
Croatia
keeper,
more wanted to go to penalties.
That goalkeeper for Croatia, in addition to his height, and he's a good goalkeeper, and you can see the trend from even the match before. How many goals scored?
Yeah.
You know how many goals scored. He's a big goalkeeper.
Yeah, but
In terms of size and everything, he's huge.
Brazil
you know?
has good goalkeepers as well. But
Yeah,
to me, Brazil problem is they have too much of the same players, wing players all across, left go straight and right, all of the same type of players up front. What much you have to prepare for? The wing players cutting in, wing players. Brazil don't really want to square the ball much. It's the wing players cutting in. Richarlison played up front, but he's more of a wing player. Rafinha, Anthony, that Peter was talking about, wanted to come in the game. Vinicius Jr., the players coming on. Rodrigo.
There's nobody like a Kaka in the middle or somebody like that.
Neymar is more of a wing player than even so playing behind the number 9. Brazil doesn't have that number 9 player.
You're saying that they don't have it or the coach didn't select
They don't have it.
They didn't. You couldn't find a one player?
Yeah, he came on, Pedro, but I mean, he's not
that quality.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you remember the phone lines are open? 1-876-552-7406, and that's via WhatsApp only. Please free to call in, and I'm sure give us your take on the World Cup or not Shaq and Charles Barkley. The World Cup, it's World Cup time. So we'd like to hear, if your team is still in it, what you think transpired, your highlight of the tournament. I mean, hey, a lot of people saying they want Morocco to win an African nation. I mean, you tell me, call in, feel free to talk on any topic. Yeah, chime in.
Yeah.
We're looking forward to your calls. And
So one thing I agree with Peter. I thought that Neymar is a vain kind of person. Yeah, I agree that maybe he wanted the glory, some of the glory, and at the same time maybe shine away from the moment at the same time. But from ever since I've never seen Neymar as that Brazilian star. He's a star, but not my type of star.
Most goals ever for Brazil.
Yeah, not my type of star. You have to do more than just that alone.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You have to do way more than that.
I don't think he's much of a leader. To me, he's a good player, great player.
He's a fashion baller.
Yeah, fashion. But Jamaicans like that.
Yeah, well, point taken.
That's why, as you said, 80% of Jamaicans are Brazilian
fans.
Peter said, does they like the flair and all that? But remember, I'm not a Brazilian fan. I'm more of the discipline type and the get results type of team. Hence, Italy is my team.
Yeah.
Italy being one of up there, you know what going to happen.
Of course. Of course. And that's rare that any team ever score in Italy in the last.
It can happen, but
but it's rare.
It has happened under different circumstances. You can't be up 1-0 and not put more players behind the ball.
I was
and make it worse. The team not doing much to hurt you.
That's what I was wondering. The whole of the middle of the field is like it just
open up.
I'm messing.
But I mean, you have to give a little credit to. I saw Luka Modric dropping deeper and collecting the ball, and pulling more strings and one shot on goal.
The
And
better team won that match. The better team.
I don't think the better team
The
won.
better team. You see what you just said a while ago? Luka.
The best player on the pitch was Luka Modric.
Yeah, but what you saying just do a while ago? Him come back.
Yeah.
Him come out. I'm sister not going
Yeah,
on.
him have drop deep.
That's what I'm saying.
String a few passes.
Yes, so who do you want it more? Exactly. That's my point. Who want it more? That's what it comes down to,
Yeah.
You can say, I'm supposed to be here and right here, but you see that it's not working. You have to do something else. And what the hell? It puzzles me how the Brazilian them have tears and are crying. I said, but where was that passion when all you needed to do is defend properly? Or run back. Or drop back.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
I mean,
moving right along.
Hey, I'm not complaining. The Brazilian fans should be complaining.
I wanted to say Argentina Brazil semi-final match.
Yeah, you want
that send the ratings through the roof.
Yeah, and Mr. dig deep and
yes, man.
come up with
man. Not to say I'm going to have to dig deep against this Croatia team, which is an underrated team. But
you want to see a special moment from Messi. At half-line dribble beating 5-6 players and scoring.
Not necessarily half-line dribble, but
say this pass wasn't sublime enough?
Yeah,
for it, wasn't a...
No, the pass was a great pass.
Wow. You see the pass?
Of course.
And the penalty.
I know Messi kind of cheeky too. I see the man long time, but Messi look the other way.
Yeah.
Don't see.
Even the penalty he scored during the game, it's a good penalty.
Yeah, man.
The penalty with him kicking the penalty shootout, it wasn't a good penalty. But... step up.
Yeah, man.
But go straight down the middle.
But you see, it's when him start goes. You
see reaction. All right.
You know, say it's
like
a
eyes.
Yeah.
But to me,
I hear you admit something doing it, and I'm glad that you admit it. That you have born leaders and you have people who learn to lead over time.
And some people that just can't do it.
And some people that will never be able to do it.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that you admit that Messi
isn't a born leader.
That's my point that I was always making to you.
Yeah, but him develop it though.
So you think him reach that point? No. Well, I think
but for a good
period of time.
And I think the losses in
what about from the Copa last year?
The Copas losing about 2 consecutive and over time retiring from international football and coming back just before the 2018 World Cup. I think that's in that period where he kind of went through something and be like, yo, I have to do this,
Yeah.
And then came out of retirement, led Argentina to qualify because Argentina was in trouble to qualify for the 2018 World Cup. Carried them back, qualified for World Cup. And during that period, I felt that's where he learned to be that leader. Some people are just born leaders where like, all right, yo.
Of course.
You get some places and you be like, you step in a room and just know who the leader is. Like if somebody to come in this room, they know that Kane is the leader in this room.
Yeah.
And then be like, but Peter leader too. And they are leader too. So we have 3 leaders here. I'm just joking. But Peter can understand.
Yeah.
And
yes. Yeah.
We go across, we travel and we see people and be like, all right, certain might be better players, but you have better leaders.
Yeah. But so you would admit that when you just see Maradona on the pitch, you can see that this man
is a leader.
Yeah.
He's a leader.
Body language.
Yeah.
Without even have to touch
and I think that was because of his upbringing.
Well, that is what built all humans. Yeah. The upbringing is so critical.
Coming up, it wasn't easy.
Rough
life, and then now football was the only thing. Not to say Messi had challenges as well, but from a young age he went to Spain and Barcelona system and being
a little bit more groomed.
More polished.
Yeah.
And then, not being that. And he is just talented where he's just, all right, beating people.
I think Messi had some problems as I used with 1 foot being not big.
And he's more of a shy person.
Yeah.
He'll be in the room and be at the back.
But him stepping out, no. Yeah, I think so too.
And I think that he's
I think so.
He's accepting that
responsibility.
He's the man.
Yeah, everything on his shoulders.
And seeing it from other people and be like, yo, in PSG, if you look at Messi's jersey at PSG, there's 4 letters on his sleeve.
The GOAT?
GOAT.
GOAT. Oh, same actually.
10 years ago, Messi would probably tell the people who put it there to probably take it off. Take it off. No, I'm accepting that role. Yeah. You see the shirt and it's the GOAT on his shirt. Hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. Yeah. WhatsApp line. You tell us. We're here every Saturday, 4 to 5:30 now. You know we have time changes, but Primal.
Yeah.
What a World Cup.
What a World Cup it is.
We are witnessing.
Yeah.
What a World Cup. But what can I say? It's just one of those things. My team, Brazil, is out.
Oh, yeah.
Not their best performance. But
And Portugal too.
But
Portugal as well.
oh, you have a lot of teams.
You know, first, I'll make sure you mention that.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So you're going Morocco now as African.
No, I said the surprise package is Monaco.
Yeah.
I got bringing Monaco.
Tell us about that match, Morocco-Portugal match. We don't touch on that yet. You go ahead, because your team lost.
One of your teams, one of your
One of your
teams.
teams.
One of your 10 teams.
What went wrong for Portugal?
I didn't get to see most of the match to be honest with you, but the little parts of the match I get to see, it's just good defensive organization from Monaco. And
Morocco.
Disrespecting
Morocco,
the team, you know, not
Portugal
African team.
just failing to break them down. They just could not break down a team that is so defensively organized.
Yeah.
And that's just the gist of it. What puzzled me though, even though Ramos scored that hat-trick in the
Switzerland match,
game,
round of 16.
why start him again? Why keep it on the bench? It puzzled me that you have a captain, the captain of your country's captain, and you keep him on the bench for an important game as this one.
So the game before wasn't important?
Smell good. I guess this is his.
But the game before was equally important, and to me, on paper, a bigger opponent. Even though Morocco is playing better football now, Switzerland is a known team and always do well, organized team, and they started Ramos and had Ronaldo on the bench, and I thought that was a coach decision, and it fared out well. In this trip, it didn't fare out well, so you can't even blame the coach. When you win before, the players win, you lose now, it's the coach's fault. The decision was made in the training ground, and I think that Ramos, the young kid, is in better form than Cristiano Ronaldo, and that's why he started in both matches, and is what the coach said and put out there. It may look wrong now because Portugal lost and you have Ronaldo coming off the bench, big ball, etc. But I mean, there's a host of talent in the Portugal team from João Felix, Rafael Leao.
It's a matter to me whether I look wrong or not, you know. It's not the loss is the problem, you know. It's just the fact that he's a country's captain.
He's a country's captain.
Country captain, yeah. He's a captain for Portugal, and to have him on the bench in such an important game, it's a knockout game.
The game before is a knockout game.
Quarterfinals, you're at. It's another stage.
Whether you don't reach quarterfinals if you didn't win the game before. I'm just saying the game before was just as important, and the coach made a decision which I figured he saw in training that this kid is ready, and the kid provided. It's just that Morocco is a better defensive unit, so whether Cristiano Ronaldo or Ramos started, Morocco is a solid team, and they just couldn't break them down on the day. So I think that more credit should be given to Morocco, because I feel whether Cristiano Ronaldo or you chose Ramos, João Felix played well, made a couple shots, and keeper made a couple big saves. But I'm just saying Morocco should be given credit, no matter who is out there on the field.
Yeah, I give credit to them.
Yeah.
They played a wonderful game. They did what they had to do. Scored a goal and they close shop, and Portugal just could not break them down. The breakdown was just not here.
Yeah.
And as a city side of the game, the France game is basically the same. I've been saying that the battle will be won in that midfield. Whoever wins that midfield will win. England dominated the middle of the park, but it just could not score. And for the first time, France looked jagged around the back. They look like something is not right.
I don't agree with you. I don't think this French defense is that good enough.
No, I don't think they're that.
They make a lot of clumsy mistakes around the back, even from previous matches.
The French defense is
I think it's horrible. I think it's the worst defensive unit left in the World Cup.
Yeah.
The worst back. I'm telling you, they're going to make a lot of blunders.
Probably Croatia.
They're having too much centre backs playing out of position because the right back that they have is actually a centre back.
Yeah.
While they have a defined right back on the bench, which I don't understand why. And another thing with this French team is that when outside of Giroud, Dembele, Koeman, and Mbappe, they don't have another forward. Griezmann should have been that forward, but Griezmann has to be playing the number 10 role because they don't have a number 10, a natural number 10. They didn't carry Marshall, who could have been a backed up number 9, experienced number 9.
Why carry Marshall? Marshall is dead weight.
Well.
Marshall is dead weight. Why you going to carry Marshall? not playing at his club basically for the past 2 years. Marshall hasn't done nothing at the club level for the past 2 years. He's not in a physical or mental state to compete at this high level at the World Cup. And I think the French team is well equipped. Benzema got an injury late, and the coach is doing a fantastic job to make do with all the injuries he's having and carrying them as far as
big injuries, right?
The Kante is out, Pogba is out, Benzema is out. What's that?
How long will they be playing Giroud, Dembele?
How long? They have 2 matches left.
How long? Griezmann, those 4.
They have 2 matches left, so the 2 matches. It will be an Argentina-France final, as I said. Huh?
They still could have carried Anthony Martial.
To do what?
He has been performing off late. So,
performing what? What performing? Performing arts? The Opera House? Marshall is not performing nowhere, no stretch of form for the past couple of years. No dead weight out there. And the coach can switch it up. Coach can switch it up and bring in players and push Griezmann up front more.
True.
Yeah, he's making use of the players he has at his.
Yeah, I prefer the role that Griezmann is playing. Still.
Yeah,
I prefer Griezmann coming back a little deeper.
Yeah,
I wouldn't. If him up in the head, I don't think I'm gonna get any service.
And then when you have that fast car, nothing that fast car on the left hand side named Kylian Mbappe.
To be two very, very interesting.
You saw the first goal? But Tuchel scored 2 minutes. Scored? Did you realize that Mbappe in the play, with his movement, drag about 3 England players? And the ball passed around, and Tuchel made a great shot. But that movement that Mbappe has, and with him being lethal and can get off at any point in time, he's that it factor that draws players. And with Argentina, once Messi is starting, it's basically 12 versus 11. Because you have to pay Messi double attention each time. You have to play Mbappe double attention each time. So with players like that, you are always up an advantage at the start of the game.
Right. O'Neal, your background is nice. All right, but thank you though.
Thank you. Thanks to the call.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, nice background.
Yeah.
Yeah. The French team.
The French team to me is suspect at the back.
I'm suspect. They have to do with what
and the worst keeper left in the tournament is on the French team. So at backline and the goalkeeper. I mean, you guys should listen to my prediction more often, And I think that France.
So Morocco will give them any trouble?
Morocco will give them trouble, but they have that it factor in Mbappe that will create something.
Yeah.
Morocco has Hakim Ziyech, which is a big time player as well. An ex-player, owner, and ex-player.
Yeah.
They're coming up. Morocco has some players there that serious. So
just like how Walker can mark Mbappe, which player Morocco have that can, in terms of pace, that can stay with him?
I mean, you have people with pace that can,
use the angles and
once the car get going, it's hard to. You have to put a spokes in the wheel.
Yeah.
And I mean, you can slow him down per se, but you can't stop him fully. Mm-hmm. And he will create chances in and around just with his movement, cutting in, going on the right side, coming back on the left side. And Morocco is a defensive unit.
But he was a bit quiet today, though,
England is a good defensive unit as well.
Okay.
And you can see where the coach will deploy him down the left, have him come through the middle, have him on the right at times, and switch with Dembele. And that's where you have different looks with Dembele, him. Griezmann attacking, coming deep, going forward, pulling the strings. And Giroud is underrated, to say the least.
Yeah. Good
France all-time top goal scorer.
Yeah.
And we know the French has greats coming down the line starting from off the top of my head, Just Fontaine, Michel Platini, Thierry Henry, and these are attacking players.
Yeah.
So for him to be the all-time French leading goal scorer. Says a lot.
Underrated.
Very underrated. Even myself, you know, I've had conversations with my friends, but like, oh, Gerrard is an average forward, but
Scored
he's
some wonderful goals so far in the World Cup, though.
and he's in the position getting headers,
Yeah.
getting flicks, trying, you know, scorpion kicks, but he is there and he will get chances as well. And I think that Morocco will be up against it.
So based on your prediction, you said France, Argentina.
Yeah. You want a score line for the semis?
Yeah, you think France have a chance?
To win?
Yeah, to win it.
France are the favorites.
Against Argentina. When in the finals, France will be the favorite?
France is a well-equipped team, and to me, it will be win one in the middle of the park. And if Di Maria is fit and playing,
yeah.
I mean, the finals, I remember 2014 final, was it? Yeah, Germany, Argentina. Remember, Di Maria didn't play that final.
And it was problems, yeah.
So we have to wait till the finals and we'll see the matchup. And then again, they have to make it to the finals. Because I'm touting.
But assuming
all things being equal. Yeah, you guys should just work with my prediction. Let's just run with my prediction,
So,
because Brazil not there and England not there. So
we work with it. So is there another player on that Argentina team that can be as creative as Di Maria? There's no other player that the coach can employ within this.
They have mostly middle of the parks player. McAllister, Rodrigo de Paul, Enzo Fernandez. I think Enzo Fernandez can be a key player for Argentina, but that will be creative in and around Messi through the middle. Di Maria now is deployed on the flanks, cutting in, just like what Mbappe does and Vinicius Jr. does for Brazil. Those type of players on the wing that cuts in at is very lethal. And Argentina is missing that.
Yeah,
that's why they need Di Maria to be fit and playing and running at these defenders.
I think the toughest matchup will be against Croatia. I think if France and Argentina reach the finals, the French defense is just too poor. I don't see them beating Argentina, giving them much problems. You have a good defenders on Argentina team to kind of zone Mbappe.
But it's not just Mbappe. Mbappe, Dembele,
and Argentina will take over the midfield.
And the thing is, Messi attracts a lot of attention.
Yes, that's what I'm saying.
And who in the middle of the park is going to stop Messi from running in between the lines?
Griezmann gonna have him more cut out, but him alone can't do it. So,
hello, good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports.
Yeah, thank you. Primal family, big up, you know.
Big up, Cooley. Yeah. I mean, I'm sure you're going to talk about World Cup because it's not Man City time right now. So we have a cool.
And Spain is out, right? That's how you say we're bringing Spain, right?
Spain is out, right?
Yes.
But I also, if you can remember my conversation, what I made earlier, said. Also, I would definitely give Leo Messi one, because that's what they are now by. Like, because he don't, in a World Cup, he's not the greatest of all time. I watch him, in my view, always, things what he has done over the past 20 years, and still doing. You understand me? That's very special. That gifted, one of a kind, generational.
Can I pose two questions to you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because I posed these two questions to my co-host earlier. If you were a footballer, whose career would you want and who do you want to play like?
Say again?
As a footballer, say you're playing football, professional footballer career, and you'd have to take somebody's career. Whose career would you want and who do you want to play like?
Definitely, that's the Leo.
Okay, just checking. Because most people are saying, oh, he's a good baller and oh, he's not the greatest. But I mean, if you want to play the sport and you want somebody's career, yes, you want to lift the World Cup, but I mean, this guy has done it all.
Lionel Messi is very special indeed. But it is this World Cup, so much shock, so much unpredicted moments, so much upset, so to speak.
Do you see any more upsets coming?
They have the latest Morocco creating history. It's a historical day for the African nation, African continent.
Yeah. Okay. So do you see Morocco going all the way?
Knowing, we here in Jamaica, as a youth growing up, I always cheer for all African.
Yeah.
As you know, we are black people, and that's how our ancestors are from.
So do you see Morocco going all the way? Do you see Morocco beating France going to the finals?
Well, can you rule them out right here and now?
Yes, I can. I think I can. I think the fairy tale will end.
No, honestly, I'm fair and honest. It's going to be a huge task and challenge for them.
Yeah.
But watching them, I watch them play one game and then probably another games.
Mm-hmm.
But today I watched the full game for them today, and it is
impressive.
Especially in the second half.
Yeah.
It is a collective team effort.
Quite impressive, yeah.
Well drilled, well organized, and if them get them chance, them can be very dangerous because CH also, and I forgot, I don't even know, probably 5 players from Morocco. Otherwise, some CH and Hakimi and so on. But you cannot rule them out. How can you? They haven't conceded a goal. Them score one own goal and themselves.
Yeah. So give us a prediction for the match.
That alone, I mean, it's hard.
Well, go out on the limb. Predict France, Morocco semi-finals scoreline.
You know, at the beginning of the World Cup, a friend of mine who I know, children play games and stuff, was there talking and saying him have a dark ass him like.
Yeah.
This man, because I do sports betting and so on.
Yeah.
This man don't know anything about sports betting. He was just asking me and telling me and giving me, his opinion and, him saying like Morocco.
Yeah.
To win the World Cup, I dance and I laugh at him.
Yes. Yeah? No, I'm still laughing at him. That's rum talk. No.
Top 4 now.
I mean, everybody can pick a team as a darkest.
In the finals, top 4 is semi-final.
Yeah.
They're the best 4 team in the world right now. That's what it is.
Even a broken clock is right twice per day. That's a bold prediction. And he just went out on the limb and it's coming true. I've heard people say Australia would come out of the group. I'm like, how? And Australia did.
Right. This World Cup.
I'm just saying people say things, but
so much work, so much upset and all of that.
Mm-hmm.
You understand me?
It happens every World Cup.
And I said today, France didn't deserve to win that game today.
They didn't.
But they cannot prove out a champion. England was the better team, and they play very well. They do everything right, but just couldn't get over the finish line.
Yeah.
And that's...
All right, so you're saying Argentina for the win and Argentina-Morocco finals?
I wouldn't say that, but I still give Messi one. Just to separate the argument.
Hey, you guys.
Hey, for me, if Messi wins, yes or no, he's still the greatest. Whether he wins, yes or no, he's still the greatest player I've ever watched played.
No, well, them still have a dispute it.
Who is there?
Second score.
Who is there?
I see everybody who want to give Messi the World Cup. I understand.
You can't follow everybody. I mean, we watch a sport day in, day out. So, I mean, hey, we can't debate with everybody. So.
And I mean, everyone have them honest.
And I can guarantee you'll have people who, when he wins this World Cup, you'll still have his naysayers and people saying that, oh, he's not the greatest because...
Messi been performing very well. And I can see this year it has to be a different year for him. Despite last season, it was below par than his usual standard.
If you listen to Primal,
for the past decade or more,
you listen to Primal, right?
That it's very hard leaving something what you really love and to be separated by your family, so to speak, for like probably you've been there all your life.
Yeah. But if you listen to Primal last
You get
year,
up tomorrow morning and migrate and away from my friends and loved ones. That on the rest of my head, I'm gonna feel unsettled.
you probably feel more at peace.
All right, cool.
Thanks for the call.
Yeah, man. Respect.
Yeah, man, all the time, man. One Primal family, man. Big up. Bless
Big up. Yeah. And I was trying to tell Cooley, if you listen to Primal and me speaking, they said Messi had a down year last year. I told them that Messi was resting for the World Cup.
Yeah, we remember.
You remember me saying that?
Yeah.
Oh, Messi drop off, Messi win. I said, no. Messi is resting for this World Cup because he wants his World Cup.
Yeah.
He's going to PSG. Oh, he's on holiday. No,
Messi to win.
And even
so, the most jerseys and everybody just want Messi to win this World Cup. Just want hand him the trophy.
Hello, welcome to Good afternoon. Welcome to Primal Sports. Good afternoon, Mr. Garvey.
Yes.
I mean,
What a day for sports today.
not even just today, yesterday as well.
Well, yesterday, but you know it goes. Yesterday is history, you know.
Yesterday was sweeter than today. If you ask me.
But you know, we move on from that.
Yeah, we move on. Yeah.
I may have lost some money yesterday, you know, but today man, I had a 7-1 winner. And I had
What?
Morocco.
a winner in the evening here and a 7-1 in the morning.
Wow.
It's an exciting day.
Morocco. The Moroccans are live.
That's good odds going on.
Let's talk about this. My 7-1 winner, the first one.
Go right ahead.
When I saw, let's go back to a little earlier in the week. When I saw that Portugal team dismantled
Switzerland. Yeah.
I posted it. You can check back my post on Facebook where I said that Swiss defense was open like Lindsay King.
Yeah.
Defense was, even Peter Moya would have run through that defense.
Even Peter.
That defense was so open.
Yeah.
I posted. Now our good friend Patrick Blake was saying, "Oh, we must give the team credit. Give the team credit, man. Give Portugal credit." Now, fast forward to this morning when they come up against a team that has no team has scored against this team, you know.
Yeah.
This
Moroccan team.
No team. The only goal that have scored against them, and they're now in the semi-final, is a own goal. So they scored themselves.
Yes, against Canada.
So this is a good acid test now to see that team that dismantled Switzerland, and everybody was saying, "Wow, the team is coming together and everything like that." They couldn't score a goal.
Yeah.
This Moroccan team, you know, is a dark horse team where, I mean, they are fighting. I mean, they're covering each other. I mean, they're a joy to watch. You know, they only have they have beaten 3 top 10 teams in the World Cup so far.
Yeah.
Belgium, Spain,
And Portugal. Yeah.
right? And they have had less than 30% possession of the ball. But when you see them play, you don't know that they're not having the possession. You know?
Yeah.
They're playing attractive because they are not parking on the bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're playing excellent counter-attacking football, and I mean, they're a joy to watch.
So like you're going for another 7-1 this Wednesday.
Well, funny enough, you know, this smart money now was and I say this on the program, so I to what I'm going for.
Okay, just check it.
But the second match now, I don't know if you follow what is going on. A lot of people is blaming the referee. I think it was a damn good referee. The referee had a damn good match.
Which one?
The England match.
He made the match flow when it needed to flow. I mean, the guy had a good match.
Keith Garvey, did England deserve that penalty?
No, it's shoulder to shoulder. They were amateur in getting that.
Exactly. My reading of the football rules says that you are allowed a shoulder charge. Somebody saying it's the back.
It's the back.
The
It's
back of
slightly
your
to the back.
It's the back shoulder. It's part of the back. It's
Back
called
shoulder.
But shoulder blade,
Like
well, so you
backfoot.
can't say
It's a shoulder blade, so it's part of the back.
Jamaicans always have shoulder.
And
The World Cup.
I must admit,
Time in the penalty box. I mean, he's very lucky to get that penalty.
yes. Both penalties were dubious for me. Yes, they were dubious for me.
But there's a lot of soft penalties in this World Cup going on. You don't think so? A lot of soft penalties.
Yes. But England were particularly soft. The first penalty, was the ball was outside the box, the tackle was inside the box, but at the same time the player was going away from the goal. That's not a penalty.
We would have-
They used to give indirect kicks for that.
Yeah, we don't have indirect anymore.
I know.
Apparently
No, I
that's
understand
out.
that, you know. I understand
They need
that.
to bring it
In
back,
which
though.
case, you don't allow a penalty kick at all.
Yeah, I
you
think-
change a match because a player moving away from the goal trips up with another player.
Okay.
And then the second challenge. Sorry, Keith, I don't want to take over your call. The second challenge. The ball was the player who was fouled, because eventually it's a foul. The ball had already passed them, you know. That ball would have gone safely through. There was no way he could have reached that ball. It's a shoulder challenge. It happened in football all the time. Man,
American
it's part of
football, you're reaching now, Peter. It's a foul still. Whether the ball,
You are allowed a shoulder charge.
Yeah, it's a
soft
soft
penalty.
Thank you, sir. Thank you,
it's
sir.
a soft penalty. Two
No,
penalties.
however, I must say something. One thing Keith Garvey is famous for, you know. There's a thing they call the Keith Garvey goat mouth. Keith, I hear you calling Morocco now, so all is safe.
But with that said, though, if you follow the England fans, you know, all over.
Yes.
Why not blame the one who put point in a finger at Harry Kane, you know, for missing the penalty? That is, by the way, you know, to be honest, although I was carrying France, England had the better chances, you know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
England had the better. If you watch, you get called in the match fairly.
Yeah.
Based on what we saw, although France won, and I was carrying them.
They don't count chances though, Keith. Last time I checked, we don't count chances.
Ball possession and chances. Yeah, England played a better
Listen,
game.
listen. Harry Kane lost his nerve. He kicked to the left, and scored very well. And he had it in his mind when he went up for that second penalty kick. I can't do it again. The keeper start moving to the right ever so slightly. And Harry Kane trying to take the kick and watch the keeper at the same time. That's why he skied the ball.
Right. To me, I think that, you know, France was more clinical, but England had a lot of chances. Lots of chances.
Yeah, but Keith, we can't let you go here without you talking about the most important thing that's happening in this World Cup thing, you know. What you make of Sizzler and DJ Khaled, boss?
No, what I seen down there, one thing I'll say, anytime, most feuds in life, whether it's football, music, whatever, I'll say that it is always over that little 5-letter word called M-O-N-E-Y.
That's correct, sir.
That is what feuds, most feuds, in everything.
Yeah.
What the bottom line is that. And I think, for me, I think it has to do with a breakdown in whatever negotiations.
I don't think it's a breakdown in negotiations, Keith. I think Khalid has done well. He's now in Dubai. He's living good because Khalid does what Khalid does, you know. And a lot of people want what Khalid has. But you only get what you negotiate in life, you know. You get what you agree to. You don't get more. There's no brata. Yes. What they call that when you want something that you don't deserve? You a next person have it. What you call it? All right, we don't want.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
I still think that the quality of Argentina and France will take them through for that final for next week.
Who's your winner though? I didn't hear a winner there. Who win the World Cup?
The end for Morocco and also the end for
Croatia.
Who's gonna win the World Cup, Keith?
I mean, I think that is an easy call.
Yeah, make an easy call. Who's gonna win the World Cup?
Oh, you're precious.
Who's gonna win the World Cup, Keith? Public forum.
France since Brazil 1962, the 62 World Cup when Brazil won
Back to back.
Yeah.
France for the back-to-back.
Okay, very good. Very brave prediction.
And that you should have good odds for that too, you know.
Eh?
You should have maybe 3 to
Let
4
the
to 1.
record show
Oh, yeah,
that
about
Keith, if Keith,
France. What are you guys going to do?
well,
public knowledge, public knowledge.
these two guys had one on England, one on Brazil winning.
I am with Argentina now on sentiment. I left the Brazil bandwagon. I'm now itching on to the Argentina wagon.
Let's hear your fellow finalists.
I'm squeezing towards. I'm leaning towards Argentina now
Oh.
because the French backline
Well-
is just horrible.
I know you listen to Primal Sports, and I from before the tournament, I said it was an Argentina-France final, Argentina winning 2-1. Argentina will beat the two teams that they both lost. That they lost both matches to in 2018. Croatia defeated them in the group stage, and France beat them in the knockout. And then now the storyline comes right back around. Argentina will beat Croatia on Tuesday, and Argentina will beat France on Sunday.
It's a real
Argentina,
storyline, eh?
Lionel Messi win his World Cup, and then everybody will be like, "Oh, he's the GOAT." He's been the GOAT a while now. So, hey.
And there's no shame in the game in being a wagonist, as long as the wagon comes home.
I mean,
there's no shame in the game.
Mark you, Argentina is not my team. Neither is France, neither Croatia. I'm an Italy supporter, but but Argentina with their form coming into World Cup with.
The other thing, though, that we haven't spoken a lot about is the organization of this World Cup. I mean, I think it's one of the most exciting World Cups.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if it's because it comes once every 4 years, but I think it's an exciting World Cup.
The atmosphere, everything.
Yeah, but hold on, guys. Before you praise them, you know. Yes, but in terms of organization, a lot of the fans couldn't get into the stadium today, you know. You guys heard that, right?
No, I didn't hear that.
They couldn't get into the stadium. Ticket holders were prevented by the throng of people who couldn't afford tickets, blocking them from entering the arena. You know, and it's been there are problems that we're not hearing.
Yeah,
because Dubai not the most news friendly location.
Qatar, we know that.
Qatar, sorry.
Referring to from somebody who's watching it from television.
It's a great show.
But you know, all events have hiccups where you don't hear about, you know. All events.
20 minutes to get into the stadium.
All events have
20
hiccups,
minutes
but we the viewers on TV won't see that.
And the stadiums,
but you know what I like?
The stadiums
World
are
Cup?
beautiful.
You see the VAR, what you don't like?
Yes.
It brings a little excitement to, you know. When the referee goes and them say, go to the end.
Remember something that I said to you though.
Really
Remember
exciting.
something. I think in America. When you watch some American football.
Yeah.
When there is a flag on the play, it's a linesman run out and throw the flag. I think that's what we need in football. We don't need the referee to run in to come back out. You see what I'm saying? The play should be going on and then the linesman on the side run in and say, stop. We have to watch this over again.
Yeah,
Trust me, it's save a minute.
The thing that you guys have mentioned is, what's your take on the 8 minutes and 10 minutes and 12 minutes?
I think it's good.
I like it.
Yeah. You have to cut down on the time wasting. You have to cut down on the time wasting.
If you waste time, more
the
time will be
put
added
back
on.
on. So don't waste time.
10.
10 minutes is the most I've seen.
10 minutes.
You have had more than that?
Yeah,
I don't
10
think.
minutes. That's 10 minutes the most. And that was the latest goal ever scored at the World Cup. The Netherlands last kick.
Yeah,
of the game.
it's good. It's good to change this whole acting on the field.
Yeah.
And
I agree. And by the way, there's too much of that. There's too much diving now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of diving.
Yeah.
You
But
don't think
I like the
diving
admins.
is less now than
I
previous
still
World
see
Cup?
it. I see people rolling and rolling.
It's still happening, but it's not as much though, you know. It's not as much.
It's
much.
not a good look for me.
You brought up the diving thing because I don't know if you guys, this is another thing coming out. England was playing from Europe and just today.
Yes, I saw it.
Yeah.
I saw a lot of diving. There's a lot of exaggeration. It's amazing.
That's why I like the VAR.
Okay.
VAR, well.
Yes.
One of the exciting backers today that people don't talk about too is the backer between that big centre half for France and Harry Kane was turning.
The number 18, yeah, the big guy there.
Yeah.
I mean, that was such an exciting backer to watch, especially in the first half.
Yeah.
Yeah, both of them fighting. But I'm Keith, we have to leave it right there.
We're into marathon now.
But thanks for the call, though. Thanks for the call.
Next week Saturday, we'll have our finalists going. We'll do a preview for the World Cup finals.
Yeah.
So
It should be easy to make predictions at that point.
Yeah,
50-50 after that.
After that, the predictions will be. We'll know where the finals are. And,
All right.
All right, KG.
Yeah, man. Thank you, though. Thanks for the call.
All right, thanks.
Yeah, man. Well, another show.
Yeah,
guys, the matches will be played Tuesday and
Wednesday. Tuesday at 2, Wednesday at 2. Tuesday at 2, Argentina versus Croatia.
Morocco versus France on Wednesday.
Wednesday. Predictions for me, France-Argentina final. We'll be here next week again. Same time, same place.
I'm going to change. I'm going with France, people.
Oh, jeez.
I have no right to make any more predictions. So let's just.
I don't think he has any right as well. So
Only one man here can have a right to be.
let's watch the greatest show on earth and watch the greatest player alive right now. Still playing, Lionel Messi. And
see you next week at 4.
One prize.
Peace out.